everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Wednesday, April 5th. We have a couple meetings to tell you about today. One is at 9:30 this morning, and that is going to be the VMS Board regular session, and that will be in the Willow Room. And then this afternoon's 1:30 meeting, which was the GRF Mobility and Vehicles Committee, has been canceled. On our show today, we have Jerry Slusewicz, who is here on behalf of Pacific Financial Planners, and of course, he's always helping us to try and save our money for retirement. And then we have the old pros of Laguna Woods Village, and then we have Carol Glenn and David Deering. And we are going to do a special tribute for somebody who is very near and dear to the old pros and our village. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, it's very beautiful for the next several days, so we're really lucked out, and we don't anticipate any rain, at least for 5 days anyway. 65, 58, 70, 50, 66, 50, 68, 52, and then for your Easter Sunday, if you celebrate Easter, it's going to be 70, 54. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:33, and our sunset will be at 7:14. And another shot from my Mammoth vacation. It just is amazing how much snow they had up there, so I just wanted to share all those with you. And if you do get a chance to head on up there, the roads are relatively clear. Just once you get to the base of the mountain, there is just a ton of snow. Now, Earth Day is coming up here on April, it's later this month. April 20th, there's going to be an Earth Day celebration at Clubhouse 1. This is sponsored by Concerned Citizens. It'll be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we just wanted to remind you that that celebration is happening. All right, when we come back, we'll have Jerry to learn all about how to save our money for retirement. We'll be right back.
Orcam Read empowers people with low vision.
Sometimes reading can be a challenge. With Orcam Read, just point and click. Read at work. Read a recipe. Read a magazine. Read anything you want. Orcam Read.
Diane's Hallmark in Laguna Niguel is now an Elam's Hallmark, and we are excited to be part of your community. We have just remodeled, and you will be surprised by the wide variety of fashion and accessories, home decor, collectibles, Disney, Peanuts, Harry Potter, and Star Wars, along with the largest Hallmark card selection in town. Stop in today and sign up for our Crown Rewards program and get a free Just Because card. Once a member, you can get a free card once a month. Elam's Hallmark, your neighborhood gift store.
Are you struggling to hear in your noisy dining room? Do you have to pause and think about what people are saying so you can figure out the words? Do you find yourself lost in conversations? Can you hear but you don't understand the words people are saying? You need to get on the Ark. No, not Noah's Ark. This is Stewart's Ark hearing aids with artificial intelligence. You will never know how much better you can hear until you listen to the clear sound and noise right in our office. Call us today. Don't miss the boat, and tell them Stewart sent you.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Jerry here on behalf of Pacific Financial Planners, who's going to help us with our retirement. Well, welcome back.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
You're welcome. We're glad that you could make it along. And, you know, there's always lots of questions about retirement. And before we get to some of those things that you wanted to talk about related to risks, I understand that you were just at the Health and Wellness Expo for your financial health. Tell me how that went.
It was excellent. There was a lot of people, a lot of interest, a lot of medical. And so I had my little doctor's jacket on, right? And people kept saying, "Are you a doctor?" I go, "Well, I'm a doctor for your financial health."
Oh, good.
And so that drew a lot of interest. And then people recognized me from the program, so thank you very much. It was very effective.
Excellent. And then they also had gone to your forums.
And a lot of people said, boy, he's an excellent speaker. And so I was getting basically paid advertisement from these people who were saying, he's a great speaker. And there's like 7 or 8 other people looking, going, oh, okay, that's great. Because we were obviously promoting the financial forum.
Right.
So
right.
But it was an excellent program. There's another one in October or something like that. We'll be there again.
Okay, good.
We're the only financial people talking about financial health. Because see, look.
That's true.
Lisa, here's the problem. They go together. Health and wealth go together. I mean, you don't want to be old and broke. You know, you don't want to be, rich and unhealthy.
Good
so
points.
you got to kind of work on both.
Good
They're
points.
equally important.
Well, that's a good point. Well, let's see. So when we're old, we don't want to be broke. So what do we do to help our retirement? I know there's a lot of risks going on right now.
There is. I mean, the thing is, one of the biggest risks is longevity. Everyone desires longevity. Everyone wants to live a long time. I don't meet people that say, oh yeah, no, I'm ready to go. That doesn't happen. But the statistics are staggering. Of the people who live to be 100, which is a centenarian, in 2000, there were only 50,000 people. But by 2050, it's going to be over 1 million.
Oh my.
And so you say, well, okay, 2050 is a long ways off. That doesn't include me. Well, you know what? If you're in your 70s, you could be part of that statistic. I mean, it's only like 25, 26 years away from now.
Right.
And so you're 74, 75 years old. The question is will your money last? Are you planning to make your money last to 95? If you retire at 65, and you've worked for, let's say, 40 years, from 25 to 65, now you're going to be unemployed or retired, let's call it, for another 30 years. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? There's a lot of things that can happen. There's a lot of risks associated with it. That's what we're going to talk about with this next financial forum.
Okay, good.
And again, a little bit today is, people think of, well, market risk. Oh, the stock market can go down and all this and that. And a lot of people are way too dependent on the stock market. Mm-hmm. But this thing called inflation, that everyone's in the news again, that hasn't been really since the 70s and 80s. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a problem. Things are going to cost more. Mm-hmm. And really, for seniors, healthcare inflation is even higher than that. Your Social Security is indexed by the rate of consumer price index, the rate of inflation. But senior inflation has always been higher, mostly due to health care. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't even take into account the long-term care that a lot of people are going to experience.
Right.
And then there's the unexpected things like, death of a loved one. Your income goes down because their Social Security, their pension goes away, mm-hmm. or their knowledge goes away. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that Health and Wellness Expo, I met a gentleman, and again, maybe he's watching, he said, well, I'm a certified public accountant, I'm a professional, I understand numbers in business. And I said, that's terrific, that's just great. I go, what's your plan if something happens to you? Is your spouse educated on finance? Is she a CPA? Mm-hmm. And he goes, no. I go, well, what's your exit plan? I go, let's say you become disabled, debilitated. Mm-hmm. You don't die, you're still around. Right. What's your plan to manage your money since you do it yourself? Mm-hmm. The gentleman looked at me, got really quiet, and then turned and walked away. He was like, oh, I guess I don't have one. And so that's those unexpected things. And so what happens a lot of times, Lisa, is that the surviving spouse does nothing because it was their husband or their wife handled it all. Usually one of the two becomes the financial people. Mm-hmm. It's not always the male. It's definitely a lot of times female.
Yep.
So you got to have a sound income plan. That's really what it comes down to. And it's got to be sustaining until you're 90, 95, or 100 years old, and it's got to take into account things like inflation.
I know people who say, oh, well, I'm not going to live that long. But you're right. What happens if you do live that long and you were anticipating, maybe passing away in your 80s, let's just say, then you've got another 20 potential years. What are you going to do with that? So what are, just in a nutshell, what are some of the things other than having a sound income plan? Is that something that you provide for people? You help run through what they should be doing? Right, Lisa, because you've got to make this mental shift from growing your money in your 401k, 403bs, all those retirement plans, mm-hmm. IRAs, to the distribution aspect of it all. How do you take the money out?
So, I know I've said this before, it's like when you retire, you've got about your highest net worth you're going to have, because once you start giving up your paycheck and taking money out, you might start drawing that down.
Right.
So you got to draw it down enough, slowly enough, that it lasts your lifetime. So the ideal world isn't to sell growth, these went up because you're selling shares, so you have less and less shares. If it goes down, you're in trouble. Like the market last year went down. So it's kind of like that chicken farm again. It's like when you retire, you've got a chicken farm and you've got all these chickens that lay eggs every day. Now, assuming you like chicken and eggs, okay, you can eat the eggs and live off the interest. You have just as many chickens, maybe even more chickens over time. But if you're killing the chickens, killing the growth, then you have less chickens, less eggs, and you run out of money.
Right.
So it's to create an income strategy, the eggs, that are sustainable for years, where your principal does not get adversely affected.
Right. Well, and these are things that you're going to discuss at your forum. The major risks, what people could potentially, come up against. So let's talk a little bit about the financial forum that's going to be happening, and you do lead that, but you have lots of people who come and they all discuss different scenarios that they are dealing with.
But it's a two-part deal. The first part is the topic, which will be, this is again the rising risk to your retirement, and again, I lead a discussion, but there's group interaction. There's definitely participation, audience.
Right.
We try to make it fun. We have, cookies, we have coffee, those type of things. But then we take a little break, and then we go around the room, and people just talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Okay.
And it's group answers and the whole 9 yards. So you can learn from your other residents here in the forum, and obviously I'm just moderating the whole thing.
That is awesome. And and one thing that you have mentioned before is that people do come with lots of different questions, and the nice thing is they do provide answers, like you said. So you might learn something that someone else may have done that you never thought of.
That's the whole point. I mean, I learned from different experiences and different things that people have to say.
Right.
I mean, it's not like I have a corner of all the good ideas out there. So that's why we called it the forum, so everyone can discuss. You don't have to sign up, you don't have to RSVP, you don't have to give your name. You want to come in anonymously, that's fine. I mean, I know a lot of people have trepidation about, they're going to know who I am. Do whatever you want, but get your questions answered. Knowledge is power. And that's the thing that I put down there. One of the risks is the cost of doing nothing. And I know a lot of people are afraid. They don't know what to do.
Right.
So they do nothing. That's oftentimes a mistake because the world's changing. Yeah. Like interest rates have come back up now. So you can get CDs again. You can get treasury bills out there. You can go with some of these fixed rate annuities and index annuities that are really, really attractive today that have no risk.
Right.
But people are still sitting in the bank at, 0.25 with hundreds of thousands of dollars because they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I think what I'd like to do maybe next time when you come back is talk a little bit about some of those annuities, because most recently what we have heard in the news is that there's something going on outside of our country that's changing the way and the face of cash. And so maybe we should take a look at that next time.
I'd be glad to.
All right, thank you. If you want more information about all of the services that Jerry and the folks at Pacific Financial Planners have for you, you can go to pfpinvest.com or call them at 949-219-0692. We'll be right back.
Life, a series of moments. A touch, a look, a laugh. Successful people. It might not be superior imagination. It just might be superior retirement planning. Imagine what's next. Plan today, own tomorrow.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
We promise to meet you with an open heart and curious mind. To never have the answers before we've heard your story. Because you are not everyone else, and healthcare is not one size fits all. Highest performing hospital, top ranked physicians, 50 convenient locations, right here in Orange County. You, empowered by Hoag.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Carol here as well as David on behalf of the Old Pros. And we're paying tribute to someone who's very near and dear to them as well as our village, Sheila Bialka. Well, welcome both of you. Nice to see you today.
Good morning, Lisa. Thank you.
And, you know, Sheila has been involved in the community for a really long time. And we've had her here on ThisDay. She's performed a ton with Old Pros, and then of course lots of other things too.
Oh, she did the trading post.
And she did the trading post. That's
Yes.
right. That's right. So she's been really involved. So for those of you who don't know Sheila, why don't you go ahead and just give me a synopsis of what she's like?
Well, next Monday, April 10th at 3 o'clock at Clubhouse 7, we're going to have a celebration of Sheila's life.
Right.
Okay. As you said, Lisa, she's touched many lives here in Laguna Woods, and we would like to pay tribute to her contribution. I was putting together with Mark Rabinowitz a show in celebration of her, and on my desktop, I have 50 folders of things that she's been in and been involved in.
Right.
Okay, and then going through lots and lots and lots of pictures. She touched my life in many ways. When I first came to Laguna Woods, I wanted to do theater. Hadn't been here but a couple months. Went over to an audition, okay, for a play the night of January 16th. And she asked me to read in a New York mafia accent. And I said, Sheila, I think I can do that. Okay? And she said, David, I'm going to make you a star. Sheila, I'm still waiting.
Well, you are a star, but maybe we're just not paid stars, right?
I loved her dearly.
Yes.
She was a very sweet lady. How about you, Carol? How did you know her?
Well, I remember I had auditioned for something and then it didn't go through. But a few months later, I'm walking down the aisle at Clubhouse 3, which is now the PAC, and she just said, "You're my Cher."
Oh.
And that was for Aquarius to Woodstock, which David had a great amount of input into, since you were there at Woodstock. But Sheila was just wonderful. I dearly love her. One of the things we're going to be doing at the presentation is we will have a table with Sheila memorabilia.
Oh.
And for, what, $1?
Yes, $1.
You can walk away with a set of earrings that I have cut up on, put on cards so that we have them all in matched sets.
Oh, that's so
and
cute.
This is memorabilia of Sheila's. And I'll tell you, I put it on. I was rehearsing a scene for the Renaissance Fair, And ideas just just piling up, coming through. So it works. Get a piece of
So
Sheila's
she's got magic
talent.
in her stuff.
Absolutely.
Call that Sheila magic.
Seemingly.
Oh, it's there.
I think that's great. And, you know, we've been showing some pictures of her. She's been on ThisDay a number of times talking about so many different events. And look, there you are, too.
There I am.
I went back as far as I could find, and it's great. And I think, like you said, she's been involved in so many things and touched so many lives. And, you know, the celebration, we can go ahead and show that slide, is that it's really about her and about all the different things that she's done. But it's also nice because people can come and talk about her, right? Because that's good therapy.
And I think equally important is the fact that in the show that we've been putting together, going through thousands and thousands of pictures, I try to include different shows that people were in, so they can come next Monday and see themselves, most likely. Okay? Say, oh, that's me. I remember when I was in that with Sheila. I remember her directing me in that.
Right, and it'll help jar their memory, right?
Yes.
Because obviously we've probably forgotten some things that are a while ago, and that'll help. So that is really nice of you to be able to put all of that together. That is not an easy task.
It's taken a while.
Well, it does take a long time, especially when you're filtering through that much stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, it was a trip down memory lane with Sheila. And for the first several hours, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so happy to be able to do this for her. But lately I'm thinking, you know, this has turned into a lot of work. But I'm doing it for you anyway, love.
Yeah, well, you know what? It'll be a nice tribute, like you said, and once it's finished and you see how everybody enjoys it, that will be rewarding for you for sure. I remember doing something like that for my mother when she passed, and you know, it is a lot of work. It really is to find the right music and the right photos to go with everything. And so when at the end, people are like, oh my gosh, that was just so nice, because they really do appreciate all the work. So thank you for doing all of that, and thank you both for putting together a very nice celebration for everyone to enjoy Sheila's history. And that again will be on April 10th.
I'd like to stress that this is open to everyone.
Okay.
No charge.
No charge.
The entire village, come and see.
Yep.
That would be great. And then, of course, you can bring your dollars to buy a piece of Sheila magic.
Absolutely. And I just want to close in saying that my favorite soubrette for Sheila was, she was the queen of tarts, because she would come in when somebody else was directing and she'd tart it up. She'd give it that special Sheila touch. So I've got a part of that now.
Oh, that's great. Thank you both so much.
And it's been a labor of love putting this together, and I can't wait for people to see it, and can't wait for people to react and say, oh, that was great, and see themselves working with Sheila.
All right, thank you. And of course, if you want more information about the event, you can always get in touch with the Old Pros at ocoldpros.org. We'll be right back.
Hey, Laguna Woods Village residents. Did you miss a broadcast of your favorite Village television show? Don't worry, the solution to your problem is just a click away. The Village Television YouTube channel has got you covered. From board meetings to fitness classes, to shows like ThisDay, Let's Talk Tech, or Tales from the Woods. You can watch every broadcast anytime on YouTube. Catch up on all the latest and greatest shows and events happening in Laguna Woods Village on our YouTube channel, Village Television.
Village Television presents Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. foreign films, dramas and comedies, award-winning films, romance and mystery, independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
At Genesis of Laguna Niguel, we care about every customer and treat you like family. So think of us kind of like a good grandson. We take our time to go over all your new Genesis's technology features, step by step, all in the comfort of our showroom while enjoying complimentary refreshments. Or if you prefer, we can deliver your new Hyundai and cover everything in person. It's that easy. For a simply better buying and ownership experience, visit Genesis of Laguna Niguel.
Let's take a look at the movies that we have for you for Friday and Saturday. Friday is Hell or High Water. Great flick. I think you really enjoy it. That is 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, brought to you by Hogue. And then on Saturday, we have the movie A Man Called Otto, and that stars Tom Hanks. 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, brought to you by Memorial Care, and that is on Saturday. Okay, just a reminder that Easter is this coming weekend, and if you would like to go on an Easter egg hunt with your little ones, you can do that on Saturday, April 8th from 9 to 11 at the Equestrian Center. And then, of course, we have Earth Day. That's happening on April 20th from 1 to 4 in Clubhouse 1, free admission, and you can enjoy that for free and enjoy all the fun things that the concerned citizens have put on for you. And then one last thing I wanted to remind you of is Comedy Club is having an event April 27th, 7 p.m. Clubhouse 5. Just show up, pay your money, and go on in. Let's take a look at the weather. We are looking at beautiful skies here for the next 5 days at least. Don't want to project too far out. You never know when the rain might come again. But we are looking at temperatures today, 65, 58, 70, 50, 66, 50, 68, 52, and 70, 54. Have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television. Bye-bye.
Has hearing others been more difficult lately? If so, it might be time to look into hearing aids. But how do you know which hearing aid is right for you? At Hearing Remedy, we offer a free hearing aid test drive, a hassle-free way to find the perfect hearing aid for you, a no-pressure process that truly puts you in the driver's seat. Here's how it works. Contact Hearing Remedy to schedule an initial hearing evaluation. We'll check your hearing, and if the results show that you could benefit from hearing aids, we will fit them to you the same day with no commitment or deposit required. Take them for a test drive around the house, out on the town, and any place that you typically have trouble hearing. Come back in a week, and if it's not improving your life, we'll fit you with another hearing aid until we find the perfect one for you. It's really that easy. Call Hearing Remedy to schedule your risk-free hearing aid test drive today.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for Peace.